Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for September 2022. This is a general reading. However, cross-watchers are also welcome. Take into consideration that the energies and individuals identified in this reading may be swapped, and that the intensity of the energy or situation may vary. So feel free to take whatever messages resonate and leave behind whatever does not. So Leo, we're going to start out with this Celtic Cross tarot reading and close off with an oracle card message. So here, the present situation, you have the Page of Pentacles. What covers is the Knight of Wands. Above you, you have the Page of Wands. Below you, you have the Eight of Pentacles. In the past position, you have the Hanged One. In the near future, you have 10 of Cups. Your attitude of the situation, you have the Eight of Swords. In your environment, you have the Three of Wands. Your hopes and fears, you have the Chariot. And the outcome potential, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So here, Leo, with the Page of Pentacles in the present situation, it seems like there is something that you are learning or curious about. It may have to do with your sense of self-value. With the Knight of Wands covering you, it's a sense of, perhaps seeing that there are individuals that kind of go after what they want and really kind of chase that passion of theirs. For some of you, this could be like an individual coming into your life romantically. It seems like this more has to do with overall just life goals and, like work and where it's taking you, possibly on, maybe considering a move of some sort. Above you in your conscious mind, you have the Page of Wands, and this is another kind of card of curiosity, wanting to explore your environment, wanting to kind of, maybe get out of your comfort zone, try new things. So with this page energy here, seems like there's like some new endeavor, maybe a new career, maybe a new job, maybe some type of, teaching, learning experience. With the Hanged One in your past, there was a sense of kind of just, not really doing a lot. Maybe you were waiting to hear back from, schools for letters of acceptance or job offers, something along those lines. But it allowed you to kind of get some perspective on whatever this endeavor is that you are kind of looking into, learning about, starting to appreciate more. With the Eight of Pentacles in the position of the unconscious mind, it's a sense of this working in the background, possibly without you being aware of it, but a real desire to kind of put your heart and soul into some type of, endeavor, whether it's a job, whether it's like a painting or sculpture, a garden, your wardrobe, something that you really want to want to kind of like motivated to really, jump in there and express yourself through that, that, I guess I'll call it work, because even if you're, taking care of yourself, doing self-care, or if you're doing a job, or if you are doing homework, all of that is some type of work that you need to kind of put your focus and intention on to kind of increase the value of. So here, Eight of Swords, is this the only swords? Yes. Eight of Swords, your attitude of the situation. This is a sense of feeling isolated, restricted, a sense of not having any power. But basically, it seems like this is a mindset of some sort. Here in your environment, which kind of indicates external factors that are influencing you, you have the Three of Wands. So perhaps there are other individuals that you're aware of who they have set out, maybe moved, have goals where they are pursuing, doing things that they had kind of been thinking about and focusing on, but really now putting things into action. And so to some degree, it may be that a thought process of you're still, at the beginning stages. And so maybe in comparison, feeling that they're much more advanced in, whatever it is that they're doing. But it's something that you also want to accomplish for yourself. In your hopes and fears with the Chariot, it's a sense that you do have this drive to really kind of leave, whatever it is you are used to, whatever it is your home, and kind of go on some type of journey. This could be self-discovery. This could be you have a specific goal in mind, and you are wanting to have that experience and kind of overcome obstacles, like maneuver, people, the environment, to kind of advance your goals forward. But the fear is that maybe the effort that you're putting in isn't going to be, wouldn't really get you what you want, or maybe even a slight intimidation of actually getting outside of your comfort zone. In the near future, you do have this 10 of Cups. So, it could be that you are spending time with friends, family, and feeling that support for whatever your endeavor is. And with the outcome being the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of like you are assessing the progress so far and, maybe feeling a little bit good about it. Not sure if you should feel good about it. But it's kind of about the perspective that you have, and whether what it is you're pursuing is something, from the heart. And it looks like there's a lot of curiosity about it. So let's take a look at the Page of Pentacles here in the current situation. You have the Hermit. So it's kind of like you are at the start of a particular journey. And really, the Hermit may be a little bit withdrawn from others, but it's not a permanent thing. And the Hermit follows this lantern, wherever it leads, just follows a few steps behind this lantern. And this lantern absolutely could take you on the journey of, spending time with friends and family. And it seems like it does. So to some degree, maybe this Eight of Swords is like kind of feeling isolated, like if you are at let's say like a new job or a new school, new set of people around you. It's kind of like, you feel like you can't really engage with others. You kind of need to just kind of get right with almost your senses to kind of feel the vibe out. So to some degree, this is, Leo, maybe how you kind of gauge those around you, get a sense of where you are, sense of who might be your ally, who might be someone who you're going to compete against, things along those lines. However, it is the only kind of this only swords in this layout so far. So it kind of suggests that it might be a tendency to kind of talk to yourself in this mode, to kind of problem solve in this mode. So let's take a look at the Knight of Wands that covers you. You have the World card. So that is a card of like, accomplishment and starting a new journey, a sense of success. So it's almost like, I'm feeling like it's almost like a desire, like you are kind of starting something new, kind of just learning the basics of it, and really are wanting to jump ahead to get all this like experience and kind of motivation. So almost to help you figure out what direction you should be going in. So let's take a look at the Page of Wands above you. You have the Queen of Cups. So here it's the Page of Wands with a sense of like curiosity and wanting to explore. With the Queen of Cups, there's a sense of really like opening up your emotions to things. So maybe you are, have it in your mind that you are going to like check out new places or, take a different path than you are normally going to take. But with the Queen of Cups, it's as if you are tapping into your intuition, and if there is hesitation, just kind of take a moment to, come from a place of self-love. Like, definitely don't, well, you can do whatever you want. It's your life. But I would advise against like, let me take a new route down this like creepy looking dark alleyway with a lot of, large dumpsters blocking the view and the light and stuff like that. So whenever there's an opportunity to try something new, try something in a different way, express yourself differently, it's a sense of kind of tapping in to your intuition and think, is this something that is for kind of like your best and highest good? So let's take a look at the Hanged One in the past position. You have the Ace of Wands. So it may have felt like some downtime, but this new perspective gives you an opportunity to approach this, whatever this new endeavor is, with that sense of like passion. And definitely you are working your way up the excitement and like creative visionary path. To some degree, you know, this could be, for some of you Leos out there, this could be something that has to do with dating as well. It's starting to look a little bit more like you know, maybe there wasn't a lot of dating going on. You're kind of like, it's not going to happen. Now there's like a new relationship, and kind of like you're excited about it and flirtatious and tapping into like that more like loving aspect. And here there's this, you know, sexy Knight of Wands kind of flying in, and it's like opens up like a whole new world for you. So that could be for some of you. And here at this kind of Eight of Pentacles, it could even be working on yourself to draw in more, you know, attraction, or working on, you know, texting this Knight of Wands. That could be for some of you. Although it does kind of, it does feel more like a new direction in terms of your life, where you're living, what you're doing. So here you have the Five of Swords to clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Five of Swords is kind of a card of, yeah, you can win by doing this, but do you really want to? It's kind of like needing to know when to walk away from a lose-lose situation, or, you know, allowing others to lose gracefully, type of thing. So for what I'm kind of sensing here, it may be that, you know, some of you might be perfectionists, workaholics, and maybe, you know, you have the Eight of Pentacles in the unconscious mind, and then you have the Eight of Swords in your attitude kind of the situation. And that kind of indicates like how you're progressing on something. So to some degree, it seems that, you know, this limitation, this isolation, kind of restricting yourself, it could even be like this mindset of things have to be perfect. Like, I'm not gonna leave this room until everything looks perfect for me to, you know, be seen, type of thing. So let's see about the Eight of Swords here. You have the High Priestess. So you've got the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Those are the only swords that I'm seeing here that have to do with problem solving, communication, and intellect. And that's really kind of indicative of the ego, really tapping into how you talk to yourself, how you pursue goals and solve problems. To some degree, with this High Priestess popping up, it's again this call to use your intuition. You know, tap into your best and highest good, your higher self, and kind of go from there. It's almost like tapping into this Queen of Cups energy, where it's kind of like, you know, in terms of talking to yourself, problem solving, communicating, you know, if you feel limited, or you feel you have to do certain things, or you can't do certain things, perhaps see what really is there and see, okay, is that a real obstacle? Is that something that I feel is an obstacle? And if so, why? What are the probabilities of that being a true, factor to consider? So if it's almost focusing on the way that you are communicating, but it will at least allow for you to kind of start bringing in the different types of swords to start problem solving and thinking about things in different ways. But if you are kind of feeling flustered, frustrated, just, take some time to yourself and kind of just tap into how are you feeling? What is it that your gut is saying? And if your gut is kind of messed up because you're not eating well, then that's the indication that you need to start being more in touch with your body, your feelings, things like that. So let's see about the Three of Wands in your environment. You have the Hierophant here. And so it may be that there are other people that you can, start communicating with, maybe joining a club, maybe joining some type of group, getting a mentor of some sort. But, also there's to some degree, you don't need to like reinvent the wheel. If you see others are doing things and it works for them, then, maybe take on those habits, those, tendencies. If you see them, preparing for their day in a specific way or planning out their week in a specific way, kind of, find out about those and start incorporating them and see how they help you advance what you want to accomplish. So let's take a look at the Chariot in your hopes and fears. You have 10 of Wands. And that's, again, you do have a lot of wands. You are kind of moving up in the suit. And it is going to be responsibilities. So to some degree, you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. You just have to put your focus on it and really understand the goal that you're trying to accomplish. But also, you are able to ask for help. In this environment, there's potential for networking, for getting that type of insight, of how to kind of maybe, get help, make things easier for you. And, even how I was talking about, like, if there's some way that they, other people plan their week or, some type of schedule that they have, even incorporating those types of things might help you to ease this 10 of Wands load. So let's take a look at the 10 of Cups in your near future. You have the 7 of Cups. And that kind of indicates that, what I'm kind of sensing is that you will be kind of in a position to talk to people with more experience, with who can provide advice, and that it's like your options will start being more defined, and you'll be able to kind of look at, okay, well, what is it that, other than just learning new things, what is it that my heart really wants to pursue and focus on? Here with the 7 of Pentacles, it may be that you're starting to, materialize these potentials. So let's take a look at the 7 of Pentacles for the outcome. You have the Fool. So here, when you are kind of in that period of assessing, it's kind of like, don't have certain expectations about how things should be at that point in time. Everything is, this is your journey, and it's going to, take your time to do those things. I'm going to tell you a little personal story here. I went to school, to college, went to multiple junior colleges, and I started out with a state school. I ended up graduating from UCLA. That took me 8 years to get my undergrad degree. By the time I was graduating, they pretty much were like, you can't get any more credits. You just have to leave and go live your life now. But when I was telling people I just graduated and I was, how old was I? 25 years old. It was a sense of, a little bit like, yeah, I know most people who graduate college are younger and this and that, but I, had to pay my way for a portion of it, get financial aid. And so, the time for working and having to meet certain age limit to be independent and all these things, that's my journey. So here, back to you, Leo, this is your journey. And it's a sense of like, you don't need to compare yourself to where other people are on their path. And the people that are further ahead, they can be a source of information, of assistance for you, and just going through the experience of whatever it is that you are pursuing. Looking at that with a sense of an open mind, open heart, similar to this Page of Wands energy that is in your conscious mind, like that is the best way to kind of maneuver through this. Like thinking about all the potential and all the exciting things that will come about. And that's, really not having certain expectations, not having certain endpoints, but going along with, where your heart and your passion is taking you. So, Leo, I'm going to pull an oracle card here for a message from the universe for you. You have distinctive potential. Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize a goal. So definitely, if this is faith, and it's actually faith as in religious faith or some type of spiritual faith, then tap into that as well. It seems like you have a great network, and that whatever your goal is, you are going to have the support that you need. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your September. To uncover more about the month, check out readings for each of your sun, moon, and rising signs. We'll see you next time. Take care.